This video is going to show you two strategies to use when you're comparing and ordering fractions. The first is leg, and the second is cross multiplication. We're going to start with leg. Leg stands for less than half, equal to half, and greater than half. The first thing when you have a set of fractions you need to order is to label them as L, E, or G. So let's look at our first fraction, 2/3. Sometimes odd numbers can be more difficult, as odd numbers don't have an actual half. You're either going to have more or less. So drawing a picture can help us decide if the fraction is more than half or less. As you can see, 2 out of 3 are shaded in, so 2 is greater than half. So I label this fraction with a G. Next I have 1/4. A trick for even numbers is look at the denominator. To find out what is half of the denominator. Well, half of 4 divided by 2, is 2. Now I know 1 is less than that, so 1/4 is less than half. On our last fraction we have 3/6. I'm going to use that same strategy because 6 is an even number. 6 divided by 2 is 3. The numerator is equal to 3, so I know 3/6 is equal to half. Now that I have my labels on them, I can put them in order from least to greatest. I know 1/4 is the least, 3/6 is equal to half, so it's in the middle, and 2/3 is greater than half, so it's the greatest fraction. Now sometimes you have multiples in each category. When that happens, we come to cross multiplication, the second strategy. So I only have one for equal, so I'm going to push that to the side. I'm going to take the 2 that I've labeled as less than half, 2/6 and 1/4, and I'm going to use a trick called cross multiplication to figure out which is the larger of the two fractions. When we cross multiply, we multiply the denominator of one fraction by the numerator of the other. So 6 times 1 is 6. Then I do the opposite. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 is larger than 6, so I know that 2/6 is going to be a little bigger than 1/4. I know that my equal to half comes after that, and then I've just got to cross multiply my last 2 to see where they fall in this order. So 3 times 7 is 21. 10 times 2 is 20. So I know that 2/3 is less than 7/10 because my cross multiplication numbers, 20 is smaller than 21. And now I put them in order. I can use this when I'm asked to put it on a number line by first labeling my number line with 0 and 1, and I like to start with the half mark. I always label half first so I know about where the other fractions are going to fall. So I'm going to go ahead and label 3/6, and I'm done with that one. Then I know that before 3/6 I'm going to have 1/4 and 2/6 in that order. I can kind of figure out where 1/4 is using some estimation, and I know 2/6 is a little bigger, so I'll put him here. Then I move on. I've got 2/3. 3 is easier to break a number line into. 1, 2, that gives me 3 parts, so I know 2/3 about here. And last 7/10 I know is going to be between 2/3 and 1, so I'll put him after. We're going to do more with reasoning on a number line and figuring out where these fractions lay tomorrow, but I think this will be a good way to help out with homework tonight. We always label with L, E, G first, and then cross multiplication is our strategy for comparing two fractions.